So today we are going to solve the maximum subarray problem. So given an integer array nums, find the subarray with the largest sum and return its sum. So in this example, we can walk through this example first. So we have given this array nums -2, 1, and these value have been given, and the output is returning 6. So subarray 4, -1, 2, 1 has the largest sum 6. So this subarray here, it has the largest sum as 6, and in this case only one element is there, so sum is 1. And here the nums have been given as 5, 4, -1, 7, and 8. So this is the full array as the largest sum, which has the value of 23. Let's just try to see how we can solve this problem. So we have given one array like this. So let's just say 2, -1, 4, 3, 6, -7, and 8. Let's take this random example, and we will have to figure out a subarray which has the highest sum. So in this case, like, I think this subarray is going to have the going to have the maximum sum, which is of 7, cancel out 7, and 14. So this has 14, but let's just take, so this is giving us as output as 13. Yep, I guess, or maybe this one too. So this is going to give us 14 as well. 2, this is going to 1, 5, 8, and 14. So that is the answer for this array. So let's just see how we can try and to see an algorithm for this. So let's just see. So for every um, mm, so let's just see. Let me just clear that. So for every item here, so for every element like this, we have two choices, right? So let me just let's pick two right away. For -1, from this element onwards, we have two choices. Either we can pick this element, or we can sum it with this element, right? So let's do 2 and -1. So if we have this array, so the sum either it's 2 for this element, and for 1 we have two choices, right? Either we can sum it up like this subarray, we can pick this subarray, or just pick only one, right? So let's just see. If we pick as this full subarray, so it's going to give us a value of 1. Or if we only pick it up separately, so this is going to be -1. So since 1 is greater than -1, let's just pick 1 here. So add it 1 here, right? For 4, now the array has become like 2, 1, 2, -1, and 4. See, so either what, because we need to find the maximum sum, either we can take it as whole, right? So whole is going to be 6 and 5, or we can see take it as this, which is going to be 3, or we can just take this single element, which is going to be 4, right? So we will have to pick the 5 because that is the maximum value. So since you see for the maximum of out of 2 -1, we've already figured out. So 2 -1 is going to give us a maximum of sum of 1, right? So we do not need to check this full array. We just have to see 1 and the value 4, right? So we just need to see, like, for this array, whether picking this full array is going to give us a maximum value or just a single element. So we need to pick the whole array, which is going to return the value of 5. So we can add this into this array here, right? 5. Now for 3, let's see. So for 3 as well, we can pick 3 and 5, sum of 3 plus 5, or we can choose only 3. Which one is greater? So 8 is greater than 3, so we will pick 8 here, right? For 6, we can pick 3 or 6 separately, which 3, not 3, the sum of the previous array, which has been 8. So this is going to be 14, right? So for -7, either we can pick -7 here or pick the sum of the previous array. So let's see which one is maximum. 14 minus 7 is greater is 7, which is greater than minus 7. So we are going to pick the 7 here. Then for 8, we either pick sum this up or pick it separately. So this is going to be 8. Then we can find out the maximum value out of this array, which is 14. And we can just return it as the answer. Let's just try to see another example which has been given in the problem statement. Let's try to verify our algorithm for this problem, for this array. Let, I don't know if I can copy paste it here from there. Okay, so it's here. Let me just see. Minus 2, 1, minus 3, 4, 4, minus 1, 2, 1, minus 5, 4. So let's see. Pick minus 2. Now see, either we can add 1 into this one and take 1 as separately. So if we add minus 2 plus 1 is going to give us minus 1, and our individual 1, which is 1, greater than minus 1. So we'll pick minus 1, only 1 here, positive 1. For minus 3, let's see. Either we can sum it up with the previous element. So minus 3 plus 1 is going to give us 2, or we can pick it up separately, minus 3. So 2 is greater than 3. So let's just pick 2 here. For 4, sum it up with 2, which is going to give us 6. For minus 1, if we sum it up with 4, which is going to give us 3, which is greater than minus 1. Let's pick 3 here. And for 2, we can sum it up with 3. It's going to give us 5. If we sum it up with this one, is going to give us 6. And for minus 5, this is going to give us 6 minus 5, 1, which is greater than minus 1. So 1 will be here. And we have 5 here. So maximum out of this array is going to be 6, and that is the answer. So our algorithm works fine here. So let me just try to write the basic algorithm for this one. So what we need to do, we can have the, let's say, for I in range len of nums, we can, so we will start the loop from 1 here, right? So then what we'll do, we will check for this one if the nums of I is greater than nums of I plus nums of I minus 1, or less than, let's say less than, right? We will just update this value. Then nums of I will become nums of I plus nums of I minus 1, right? And in the end, we will just return the max of nums of I. Let's just try to walk through this algorithm. For I, we are starting from, let me erase it. Mm, So we are starting from this element, which is num of I, and we are checking if this one and the previous sum of this one, which is 1 plus minus 2, if it is greater than the nums of I, we are just going to update the value. We are doing in place updation of the elements. So we're just updating into this current array, right? So we can do it, keep doing it for every element, and in the end, we are just finding the maximum. So that is the solution for this algorithm. And another thing you can do, you can maybe you may not need to update the values in place. You can just directly find the sum, current sum, and we keep track of maximum sum. And just like we can find the maximum out of current sum and max sum. This is another approach. And in the current sum, you can have it like a maximum out of current, sorry, maximum out of nums of I and current sum plus nums of I. So what these two lines do? So we are keeping track of the current sum and let's see current and max sum. They both can point to the first value of the nums of 0 and nums of 0, right? Then current sum is going to be, so we are just finding nums. We just, just doing this thing here, and we are not updating the array in place. We're just keeping track of the current sum and updating the max sum accordingly. So you can play with this one too, but I like this one better because it gives me an idea like what is happening behind the scene. But this one is kind of simpler for me, but you can play with this too.